So here is my November 2023 manga haul. The first couple of things I'm going to start out with are volumes from October that I did not pick up until November, so they're a part of my November haul because of that. First up is Kaiju number 8, volume 8. Good gray volume, cool cover. Yeah, Right Stuff didn't partially ship one of my orders, which contained a lot of my Viz November and October volumes, and so this just got delayed until November for me. Next up is Frieren 9. I am loving the anime, loving the manga. I am caught up to this physical release, and I really enjoy it. It's been really great showing Frieren to my friends who get to experience it through the anime, and I had one of my friends tell me that he would have never picked up or watched Frieren at all if it wasn't for me convincing him and like watching it with him, and so that was just kind of a cool experience that I got to have. Next up is Dandadan Volume 5. This series is growing with me volume by volume. Still not my favorite pickup. I think it's maybe a bit overhyped in the manga community, but it is still a very enjoyable read, and I don't mind it as much as I used to not like it as much, but now it's really growing on me. Next up is an amazing series, Record of Ragnarok Volume 8. I love to see the aftermath of the previous fight and some of the political developments that have started because of the events of the previous fight. And then next up is technically not manga, but it has a lot of manga in it, and that is the Full Metal Alchemist Full Metal Edition, like 20th anniversary book. It's like in the same format as the Full Metal editions. It will look great with the rest of them. I only did a couple volumes to finish, and because Target was running a buy two get one free sale, and so I picked up that anniversary book as well as Full Metal Alchemist 15 and Full Metal Alchemist 18. All I need is 16 and 17 to complete the series in those hardcovers. I'm really excited to finish it. I've watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I know how it goes, but it's cool to have it in those amazing hardcovers. Now I'm actually getting to the part of the haul where it's actually volumes from November, with first up The Elusive Samurai Volume 9. This series is fairly okay. There's nothing really crazy to write about it. I just enjoy the historical fiction aspect of it, which is why I've kept on longer than I probably should have. Next up is Shaman King Flowers, which is a spin-off of Shaman King. And I got it because of that, and it is fairly good for a spin-off, and if you enjoy Shaman King, definitely check it out. Next up is Yozakura Family, Volume 7, and let me just say, best volume in a while. Definitely best volume since, like, Volume 2. I'm fully hooked on this series now. Next up is another volume of an amazing series that I absolutely love. That is Oshinoko Volume 4. I'm caught up to the manga weekly or whatever, and it's just amazing. This series is absolutely incredible. The art is fantastic. Highly recommend checking out the anime if you have access to it. I know High Dive is restricting its services to many countries, but check out the manga. It is absolutely beautiful. Next up is another beautiful manga, and that is Blue Box. Blue Box is an amazing sports rom-com series. Is like absolutely The art is absolutely amazing, and anime just recently got announced, so I'm extremely excited for that. And hopefully it gets picked up by an amazing studio that doesn't abuse its workers, like the animation studio of the next manga, Jujutsu Kaisen. Slight dig to Mappa, but it is what it is. Really enjoying the series. I'm caught up weekly, but I do plan on giving it a reread soon. Now, next up is a volume that I was absolutely blown away by. I've been waiting for it all year. This might be my top release of the year. It is by a mangaka who I've come to really enjoy. He recently had a series end in Shonen Jump, and the volume that I just picked up by him is Takopi's Original Sin by Taizan 5. It is a very dark story, kind of it's like Break of Dawn, but good, honestly. It's about this alien who he travels to Earth. He comes from the happy planet, and he wants to spread happiness and joy in people's lives. But he meets a girl who is abused and bullied, and he just does his best to try and cheer her up, but he doesn't understand Earth culture or anything, and so he's just kind of struggling along. And it's a dark story, but it's really beautiful. At least the artwork is in the story. I highly recommend it if you don't mind reading dark storylines like that. It's a single volume, so it's not much of a financial commitment. And I really hope you guys support this creator, Taizan 5, because I really want to see his other work, Ichinose Family, get a physical release. I've been following that series since it started and since it ended. And I hope you guys support Taizan 5 and Takopi's Original Sin. Next up is a series that is very fun to read, even though it's a big chunky series, and that is Fire Force Omnibus 7. Only got about 5 more left of these. So not much longer till we finish this series, and that'll be fun. We finally broke through content that is not in the anime, I believe. So that is really, really cool, and I can't wait to see where the story goes, because it went really wild really quick. Next up is a series that has kind of surprised me. It has very similar elements to Noragami, but I kind of tried it on a whim, and I think I've been enjoying it so far, and it is Toge Oni 2. It's a very interesting series. It's set in like ancient Japan, like pre-medieval Japan, and it's this priest dude who's traveling around and helping gods who are struggling or like just in general need some form of human help. So it's kind of like that. Really interesting learning about kind of ancient Japan. And lastly, for some of my November volumes, is Tokyo Revengers 15 and 16. The quote-unquote final arc is on its roll. I don't understand why, because this series is a little over halfway done. It ends with 31 volumes, and we're only at 15 and 16. What? I've only watched season 1 of the anime. I know vaguely, I've seen like a couple of things about how it ends. I know it goes off the rails and gets like pretty bad at some point. But I'm going to stick through it. I'm going to collect all of it, and if the ending is bad, then the ending's bad, and that it is what it is, I guess. So yeah, this is my November part of the haul. And as of recording this, I might as of recording this, it's like November 22nd, so I might still pick up a couple things, and I'll include it in here. But yeah, for the bulk of it, it is this is the bulk of my November haul. Here is the next part of my November haul. And first up is Sakura Saku by Io Sakasaka, the creator of Love Me, Love Me Not and Aoharu Ride. This is my first shoujo besides Marmalade Boy, and I enjoyed this first volume. Next up is one I've been waiting for a long time, and I think a lot of other people have as well. And that is Origin Volume 1 by Boichi, who is the artist for Dr. Stone and the creator of Sunken Rock as well. Next up is one that is pretty underrated, I'd say, and that is Orb on the Movements of the Earth by Uoto. And this is essentially set in medieval Poland, where the idea of just the concept of thinking that the Earth rotates around the sun could get you killed, and science and information and knowledge is being repressed, but the main character and others are fighting against the church and the government. It's pretty good. Definitely recommend it. Next up is a big one, Chainsaw Man Volume 13 by Tatsuki Fujimoto. Getting very good. I really enjoy part 2, and that part is starting to wrap up soon digitally, and so I'm excited to keep getting the physical prints. Next up is Sakamoto Days Volume 10. This is getting very, very good. I highly enjoy this series. And lastly, for November, Heart Gear Volume 2. This is a great Volume 2 for a very good series by the creator of Black Torch. So next up, I picked up a couple of things from Half Price Books and Barnes & Noble, and then so After the Rain Volume 1. This is a series by the creator of Kowloon Generic Romance, which I have enjoyed, and so I wanted to support the creator and also get some more of their work. And then next up is The Ice Guy and the Cool Girl Volume 1. I was hesitant to pick up this series because of the price to size ratio. For each volume is $15, and they're so thin. Like, even compared to let's say like Toge Oni, which is by Yen Press, it's like twice the size and yet the same price. So I was a little hesitant to pick it up, but I got a good deal on them, and I was like, you know what, I liked the anime, so let's give it a read. And then next up is a new release for a manga that I've been enjoying, and that is My Clueless First Friend Volume 4. Unfortunately, most of the manga that I picked up in December I have not been able to pick up from my school because I haven't been since I left. So I have a bunch of stuff there that will be in my January and February haul video. And so I do have a few things, but then I also have a little bit from Christmas, and then also some sales that happened soon after Christmas. So let's get right into those. And first up is Shy Volume 5 by Bukimi Miki. Really enjoyed this volume. Like this, it's the start of the next big arc, and this series is really starting to grow on me. I wasn't a huge fan of Volume 1, but now I really enjoy it. Next up is Tomo-chan is a Girl, Omnibus 1 through 3. I thought this was the better way to pick up the series than the singles, and since it's a 4 coma, I didn't mind, opening up the spine a bunch. Next thing is technically not manga, but I thought it was pretty cool and is anime and manga adjacent, and that is this Cowboy Bebop art book thing, sketchbook. It has like a bunch of just character, model sheets and stuff. I had gotten a record player for Christmas, and the Cowboy Bebop record, I had gotten that, and then my aunt and uncle who got me that record also got me this booklet, which was a really fun addition to that. And then next up for my Christmas haul is the Dragon Ball Z box set, which contains volumes 1 through 26 of the series. I read all of it in like 3 days. I was really invested in it, and I really enjoyed reading that series. I definitely recommend going the manga route if you want to consume the series, for sure. And then next up are a bunch of manga that I got on some sales. So I tried out the Golden Sheep by Kaori Ozaki. This was part of the half price book sales. Most of this is from the half price book sale. The Golden Sheep is this kind of depressing series. I won't talk too much about it, but it's by the same creator of The God's Lie, and it's in this like vertical format, and I thought that was interesting because the vertical format is kind of growing on me, and so like it's about the same height, but then also a little longer than the average shonen series, and I rather like it, and so I decided to pick it up. Next up is the next two are from a series that are incredibly hard to find, but I decided to pick up anyway. That is Land of the Lustrous Volume 1, and then Volume 2. And something that I learned about this series while like reading about it was that the creator has done a bunch of character designs for Pokemon, and that was really cool to me. So then next up are a bunch of volumes from the same series, and that is Quintessential Quintuplets Volume 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11. Again on the half price book sale. These volumes can be found pretty easily at half price books, but honestly the extra 20% off was just unmatchable. And then last up from this December haul is Thermi Romi, which is part the complete omnibus. It's about this Roman dude who gets transported to modern day Japan, and he learns about how to make like baths. Has this like cool slight like cover thing. My volume is a little damaged right here, but it's fine since I got it for like $30 cheaper than it is retail. So I didn't mind that too much, but it is what it is. Yeah, I really love historical series. I really like learning about ancient history. So this series was a no-brainer on the Barnes & Noble hardcover sale because the price was stackable. So it wasn't just the 33% off, it was also another 10% off because of my premium membership. And so I decided to pick it up. So here it is, guys. Most of my November and December manga haul. What isn't here in the video is back at my apartment on campus, which I can't get to right now. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me about some of the stuff that you picked up between November and December, and what'd you get for Christmas. That's always fun to hear. Ciao.